The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across the 50 inside the 45.
That kind of kickoff return is something we call a momentum play. So if you're the offensive coordinator and you have a script of plays that you plan to run, you may change it up now because you may decide to go for some bigger strikes and try and keep the momentum going.
Let's go. Strike. Strike. Ready.
Here's Madison running on first down. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it, exactly.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. John Franklin Myers in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at third down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
Okay, ready?
They don't want to waste this outstanding field position on this opening drive as they come up on third down.
Ready?
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
On fourth down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, second down. The Jets had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Ingram. This defense for the Dolphins, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Wilson now to throw on third down. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 31-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory, down at the 31. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, You go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
On 3rd down, Wilson. This is caught, and they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 7-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll go Madison up the middle. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Credit the tackle to John Franklin Myers. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Couple of Alabama guys there, 2 at a waddle for the Miami first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Ready?
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. They're going deep for Hill. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill, 40 yards. And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll be out right at the 35. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. House. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the Jets winning on the road, so they're looking to finish off the sweep here now at MetLife Stadium. On 2nd and 9, Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. A good pickup there at 22. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Wilson, he's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. This one complete to Ingram. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 20-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. 7-7, our score after one.
Here we go, here we go. 564
Now Wilson. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Two runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Jets have taken the lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Tua. Another catch there for Waddle. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there at 22.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On the set.
4 yards remain for second down. Tua going to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Buchanan. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Madison. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Back to the ground on 1st down. Here's Madison. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Come on.
Here's another first and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty. Here's Tua. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll keep it on the ground. House, only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They go play action now. Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet. Deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
Ready.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Wilson to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
This offense so far on third down, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Here's Wilson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that. But I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
They'll run on first down. It's Buchanan, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Ready.
Play action, now it's Tua. This will be caught, it's Waddle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
You, yellow.
Looking to pass. Tua. This will be caught at about the 5. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Hey,
ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Right.
On second down, this is Madison. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but eventually they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
The kick by Sanders is good. And the Dolphins have come back now to regain the lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. On second down, House. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Yeah, the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football.
Ready.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's a give to Madison running right. And he's got room. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 18 more yards there and another first down. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
Let's go.
Going to run with Madison again. And some room to roam now. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Ready, set. Ready.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Ready up.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 17-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Madison. And he takes it into the end zone.
Mais t'as raison, emmène-le, connard, putain.
Alexander Madison.
Je me fais rouler dessus.
Rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on run drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Dolphins drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. On second down now, it's Buchanan, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they're going to have this.
Le jeu me chie dessus. Putain, je suis d'influence à Dubaï, sa mère.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st down, Buchanan, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, here's Tua. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
First down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Tua. That's going to be caught by Waddle. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 43 yards. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Ingram. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. Now it's Wilson. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
To throw again on second down. Wilson got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last to a hit, and the ball is out. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone to the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Tua sets up to pass it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Completion good for 14 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punt's coming in, I've never returned punts, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are, about whether you should fair catch it or not. But sometimes you just have to have a sense, a feeling, and just have to make sure, number one, though, you catch the ball and put it away.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Hey, no field.
Now a give to Madison. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Buchanan. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Alec Ingold, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Give him credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll give to Hall. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. This one complete to Ingram. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Yeah, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Wilson's got it on the crossing route.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there? Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson.
He's got the connection to Moore. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. From the right hash, this from 53. Myers' kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game.
So they haven't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
There. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Opposite. Green. Ready.
Another carry now for Madison. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 86 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep.
And Madison hit, and the ball pops free. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. Up the middle they go. House. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. House. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sends his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Now Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Hall. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Here's Wilson to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Here we go. Set.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Dolphins celebrate their goal line stand.
Ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down times. They've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going, and above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back near his goal line, here's Tua. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Fielded just inside the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And at this stage, in the 4th, they need to work this into the end zone. A field goal doesn't do much. We'll see if they can cash in following the fumble recovery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Wilson. He finds his... And oh, he coughed it up! Unfortunately, he's able to recover himself, but the clock's still rolling here. And defensively, maybe an opportunity missed there. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll run with Hall. And some space here. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Boy, missed tackles. That could be their downfall, Charles.
Yeah, they actually let him out of bounds there. Instead of the clock continuing to run, they let him out, and it turned into another timeout for him. Not good at all.
And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 21. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Wilson. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
Charles, what a big drive late in the 4th quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. And I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the 4th quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a one-point game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
2 to throw. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
Tagovailoa.
That's caught at the 25. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Going on the ground with Madison. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And now they're going to get the timeout. A huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to win. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And this one is right through. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Miami, they moved back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills.